Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Zodiacs. It is a bad hair day as I can see right now. It is Friday, February 17, 2023, and welcome to all of our friends watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. If you don't mind sharing this on your page so that your family and friends can watch along with us. If you're watching us on YouTube, do me a favor and scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new episode through our production company up on there. Um, you can catch us Mondays. We're taking a break this next coming week, but we're coming back with Disciple because Richard Wayne Kilgo II is going to be our very first guest co-host. So we're preparing that for y'all on Wednesdays, Christian and Daniel show. On Fridays, Zodiacs. On Saturdays, it's put together live stream, which this week I'm taking a break, so I'll be back next week. So make sure you catch up on those. If you missed any of those shows, if you want to go back and rewatch some of our guests, do that. If you've gotten a reading here and you missed it, or you want to go back and like verify or validate anything, make sure you go check those out so that you can just follow up on that and let us know. They're saved, they're on there. You can go back and listen to them. If you want to tell your family and friends about us, and you're like, go check them out on Little Mexican Productions Inc. or whatever channel you're watching us, we're happy to do that. But we need more YouTube subscribers, so go check us out there. Remember, if you want to participate, all you got to do is put me in the comment section. If you're a regular, you know how to do that. For anybody who's new, just put me in whatever channel you're watching on, put it in the comments. We'll see it and you'll be next in line. Also, we do accept tips. If you are able, just Cash App and Venmo is there. We also have Zelle if you want that, and we'll give you the information where to deposit that. But it's not obligatory. You don't have to. But if you want to buy us dinner tonight, we will not knock it. And I can see already that we have people lined up. So I started last week. Wayne, do you want to start this week with Gabe? Have you read Gabe's? No, I read him.
2 weeks.
I read him. You read him the last 2 weeks? Then why don't I start with Gabe, and then Katie will be with Wayne, and then Joseph with me, and Micah with Wayne. So for anybody on there, just stay tuned. We're watching you. So Gabe is going to start with me this week. How are you doing, Gabe? Good to see you. Gabe used to be our virtual stage manager on the Christian and Daniel show for the first couple of seasons. So we're always happy to see you. So Gabe, starting up for you in your yesterday, there was all the yeses that you were saying to all the things that you were agreeing to, that somehow some of those, hold on a second, let me just pull out the rest of the cards. Here we go. So the yes is upside down. So it tells me that there are some things that up until yesterday, we were all gung-ho on some of these things and the way things were going, but all of a sudden something has triggered your brain into like, maybe I shouldn't just yes to everything. Maybe I should take a step back and really analyze the things that I'm agreeing to. But in your today, there is the lend a hand card. So it tells me that there is an opportunity to be of service. There's an opportunity to pass along. I feel like I'm passing along my wisdom or my knowledge and experiences. So how can I put this? Like some things are like, okay, no, I'm not going in that direction, but I want to be useful in this space. The thing is that we're losing our patience, and this is your tomorrow. I feel like we're losing our patience with those people, places, and things. It's people that we were saying yes to everything to. Now, in your spirit, the reason that we don't want to agree to everything anymore is because we want to have a little fun. We want to let go. Your spirit needs a little bit more of that fun energy. Give it to God as in your heart space. And what it tells me is that it's upside down, is that your higher power, whomever you pray to, whomever you call upon, is tapping into your heart. And I feel like knowing you a little bit, I feel like the softening of your heart is allowing that energy to come back into you. And what's allowing your heart to soften and to be more at peace with things is because we're not agreeing to just everything anymore. Now, some of these things are not, some things are not an emergency, but there's a couple of things that we really need to focus on and pay attention. So, what it tells me is that say yes to some things in your life, particularly the ones that you're able to give up to a higher power. There are things that we need to address right now so that some of that fun energy can come into your life. Uh, Pay attention to your patience and give a hand when it's needed. But I feel like overall, it's just getting, and it sounds harsh, but getting rid of some of those energies that we've been saying to so much that it's taking off a piece of your spirit. And um, it drains us. Does that make sense, right? To you,
Totally, absolutely.
like we want to be okay with people that we say yes because love, attention, guilt, whatever it is, and then we find ourselves that we're like drained, and and the no comes out harsher. Have you ever done that?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. And you gotta take care of yourself first. You gotta make sure that your energy is self-contained, and then you can help other people. But if you're just constantly reaching out to other people and allowing them, to be that support to them, you're gonna lose some of your support in that process for sure.
Exactly. All right. I hope that helped, Gabe. So next we've got Katie with Wayne, and then we'll go Joseph with me.
Awesome. All right, Katie. So I pulled some cards for you. It looks like you are currently in a period of waiting. You have set your intentions and you are waiting for it to come to fruition. And it's kind of feeling like it's out of your hands at this point. Typically, I would say this is um, career related, and I do feel like it is, but I feel like it's more so like a creative endeavor that you're focused on, something that you've been wanting to create, something you've been wanting to bring in. So that's been what's a focus for you. The challenge or what's crossing you is the Seven of Pentacles. So this tells me that you've been working hard consistently to make progress with whatever this endeavor is. However, you're feeling like, I want to get to that next step. There's that next level that you're wanting to arrive at, and it feels like you're not getting there enough, fast enough, despite how much effort you're putting into it. I will say part of the process, it seems like there's some type of masculine energy that's present for you that is, to me, in a sense, energetically domineering. So there's someone who maybe you provide, more power to, where they have more say, or they're someone that's more kind of telling you this is the way it's supposed to be, so this is the way you should be doing it. And that's the theme for you right now. With that being said, I think it's important for you, recent past, to validate your own experience and what it is that you're wanting to do, and being able to kind of create clear boundaries around that so that there's not other people able to come in and say, no, that's not the right way you should be doing that. You're the one who gets to decide if and how this is going to manifest. But with the Eight of Pentacles, it's all about having your work appreciated, and it feels like at this point it's not. And in a way, I feel like it's kind of being depreciated by that third party. With that being said, your current influences is the Empress, which tells me you have all the abundance that you need in this moment. I know that you're yearning and wanting to create and make this new thing come in and be a part of your physical life. But I think it's an important time for you to do gratitude work and really just appreciating that you have your needs met up to this point, and that what you're looking to do next is another level up, and you already have the abundance that you're looking for. It's just continuing to pull that forward with you into the future as you go forward. So definitely a great acknowledgement that you have everything you need in this moment. The challenge for you coming into being in the near future is Temperance reverse. So this tells me that there's opportunities for you to balance your energy more, to be more grounded and be more emotional, to allow yourself to flow more freely and allow your mind and your heart to speak on the decisions that you make, so that you're not second guessing yourself, and then again not having other parties coming in telling you this is right, this is wrong, when you're the one that gets to decide if it is or not. Internal influences, you have the Ace of Cups, which tells me you're trying to start new, you're trying to start new emotions, you're trying to get to that next level and leave these old challenging situations behind. What the universe is giving you is Strength reversed. So the universe is highlighting your weaknesses at this time. And it's not as a way to say, oh, you're doing bad, you're not doing this right, you're not doing this well. To me, this really means that they're highlighting your weaknesses so you can understand where you need to shore up and strengthen yourself and be a little bit more loving with yourself with those weaknesses. And that's going to take you a lot further. So just be aware, as your outcome, you have the King of Cups reversed. So I think it's time to really put into perspective this outside relationship, this outside masculine energy, and know that you know what's right for you. So hopefully that helps.
Cool. I hope that makes sense. Katie, to you. Micah tells us happy Friday evening all the way out to Texas.
Wow.
And I validate, yes, you complete me, Gabe. So that's there. We're there.
It's mutual.
We love Gabe. All right, so I'm gonna take Joseph, and then Wayne has Micah after this.
Awesome.
Oh shoot! I should have been shuffling while we were. I get caught up in what you say, and then I'm trying to see like who's on there, and we have
You're wearing a lot of hats right now. You're the production. You're making it happen.
And I want to thank everybody who's joining us. We have about 75 people watching us right now.
Oh,
so
wow.
Thank you so much. This is one of the busiest episodes that we've had. So we welcome everybody. Thank you for watching us. All right. So I'm going to take Joseph, and Micah will be with me. Hey, Joseph. So first of all, for you, is about spreading your light and your energy. I know this because, pardon me a second. Let me just pull out the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Now, I've known Joseph for a while, and he's been a regular on our show. So I can say this for Joseph is that there was a time, very specific time there, where your light was very dim and things just were not working out for you in the direction that you wanted. But here's your yesterday. So your light is coming back, and it's a really important time that as your light comes back, in order to keep that light going, you need to share that light and put it out there for the world. And I've said this on the show many, many, many times. When we let our inner light shine, people turn into two different groups. They're either the moths that have come to you or the roaches that run away. And you are attracting those beautiful moths over to you at the moment. So relax a minute, take a breather, let yourself feel the energy. And sometimes what happens is that the energy comes at us and we think that we need to go and save the world all of a sudden. But no, sometimes when the universe fills us up with that energy, we should take a step back and enjoy the moment and see and let everything settle, because you need to give yourself the best. It's upside down, and I understand why it's upside down, because you tend to want to take care of everybody else around you. You want to give away your energy, but you need to see how much energy you need when you relax and take a moment and see how much energy that you need. But make sure that as you start giving part of your spirit energy away, take it slow. Almost like we were talking to Gabe, like don't say just yes. Don't say yes to everything. Think clearly about who you give your energy to. Does that mean we get to be mean to people or think, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we don't have to give all our energy away to everybody. We can be a little reserved because your heart is ready to sing again. This one came upside down, and it tells me that, yes, there's a little precaution in romantic relationships. And we've talked about these before. We don't have to fall in love right away. A date is just a date. And this goes out to everybody out there watching. When you go out on a date with somebody for the first time, it's just a date. We don't have to set the tone for the rest of our relationship in that one time. So get over yourself and realize that there are so many more things that play right now. And it's not just about your energy. It's about the ripple effect and the people that it will affect when you go on those high highs and those low lows. So as your light is shining, share your voice, share your message. It's not all about you. Remember, there's other people involved, but take it slow, celebrate yourself, and remember to take a breath. Just don't. It's not all or nothing when it comes to relationships and love. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. So Micah is next with Wayne, and then oh, I see where they are. Okay. Please ignore any of those scammer messages. I'll make sure to delete them soon. And then Juan Rodriguez, you're next with me. You're muted.
Sorry, had myself muted so you wouldn't hear me shuffling the cards. All right, Micah. So, you are currently in a period of kind of challenging the status quo, and you have the Hierophant reversed as the You Now card. So the Hierophant represents groups, communities, church, government, large groups of people, society. And the fact that it's reversed makes me feel like you're going against that to a degree. There's things that you're trying to accomplish that are very much against the norm and in a good way. They're eye opening. The card that's crossing you, your current challenge right now, is the Knight of Swords. So what this tells me is you're moving forward with these ideas. You're moving forward with an intent, and it feels like at this time there's challenges for you. There's challenges in people receiving the message. Excuse me. And then there is also quite a bit unknown to you. It's interesting in the layout of your spread. Your theme right now is the Moon reversed, which is all about the subconscious, all about really focusing on your dreams and potentially your nightmares. There's a lot of key information that's coming through to you right now through your intuition and most likely through your dreams. So if you are remembering your dreams and you don't typically write them down, now would be a good time to start doing that, because it's going to be your guidebook towards what it is that you need to address. There's some things that you're not entirely aware of in your conscious mind that are affecting your behavior currently. And in the recent past affecting your present, it seems like there's been a decision that you've made around this that I feel like you're going to address it more, and you're wanting to know more about why you're doing these things that you don't necessarily always understand why you're doing those things. And it's those subconscious drives. But you've made that choice to do it. And now, current influences, you have the Seven of Cups. So it feels like you're understanding yourself more. I think there's some issues coming up that you didn't realize were issues. But now you're in a point where you're like, I don't even know what I want. There's so many options. There's so many ways that I could go about this. And for you, I feel like whatever route you take, you're going to find success in how you're going to deliver that message to the world. It's just a matter of you sitting down and deciding, this is what I really want to do, and move forward with it. I think you know what I'm speaking about, because it feels like there's different avenues for you to go through. Future influences coming into being is the Four of Cups. And this card's really about, you have what you need, but you're not thrilled by it. So I think that it's important that you're really understanding what you're creating. What is the purpose behind it? What is the why? What is it that you're wanting to put out into the world? What is it that you're wanting the world to feel? And the more that you can get in tune with that, and even if it's heavier stuff, even if it's more frustrated topics or issues of things that you've been through, it's important for you to acknowledge it and to choose things that resonate with you more so than what you think people want to hear. Internal influences, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So you're continuing to focus on leveling up. You're making progress in what you're doing. May not feel like it's fast enough, but also you have this ghost-like figure haunting over you. So there's a degree of, there's still something, like I said, some type of trauma that's occurred that needs to be addressed for you to be able to move forward. And the universe is bringing this straight to you. You have the Nightmare card. So that would tell me that the dreams that you are having are most likely intense. This also potentially means this is the worst that the situation can possibly be. Again, the universe is highlighting this heavy, challenging period for you so that you can acknowledge and kind of shore up those weaknesses. And if you're able to do so, if you're really able to get in tune with yourself and be 100% honest in trying to determine these deeper workings, you're going to have a deeper tapping into your intuition. You have the High Priestess here, which is all about mastering that intuitive ability and knowing what you want to speak and knowing why you're speaking what you're speaking and what the message is behind it. So hopefully that helps provide a little bit of clarity, because I think you know where you want to head. It's just a matter of you really getting clear with yourself first.
Cool. And the scam artist has been removed. So please, if you get anything, just let us know. But Crystal, hearts. Oh, purple hearts. I love purple hearts. And Kathy Zentori, where are you, Kathy Zentori? We're missing you on the show. Why haven't you joined us? We're going to skip that. Oh, Katie says, yes. Thank you. 3 yeses. You can't go wrong with 3 yeses. So I'm going to do Juan Rodriguez, and then Crystal Kent, you'll be with Wayne. So Juan, for you, starting off with your, oh, here it is. With your yesterday, up until your yesterday, was all about the stepping away from the crowd. It was about finding your independence. And I feel like I was finding, the way I'm tapping the energy is I was finding I was finding me again. Not so much having to remove yourself from everybody, but finding your identity all over again. So the losses of people, places, and things in your life that left you kind of like, okay, what's my foundation? And am I ready to shake up my foundation a little bit? Because although you're finding it hard to celebrate you in the today, it's important to remember who you were. And that's why sorry, I just moved that. Sorry, let me fix that. Give me one second. Okay, it'll get fixed in just a second. But finding your energy and finding out who you specifically are. Now, the way all this is connecting, let me see if this works because it'll clear up in a second. But here's the clear the fog. There we go. It's about clearing the fog of your energy. So what I was saying is that as you are stepping away from everybody to identify yourself, and I don't feel like you're stepping away in a negative. You're stepping away in how can I find myself again so that I can celebrate myself and that fog can start to clear up. In your spirit, you're still wanting to put other people ahead of you. And that's not a bad thing, to be of service, to want to help others, so long as you remember that this is a time to celebrate you. Some of the heaviness that you're carrying in your heart, it's time to drop some of that energy. I know everybody always tells us like easier said than done. I know it is, but it starts by either it starts by forgiving yourself for the things that you feel that you've done wrong, or making amends to other people and asking for that forgiveness. But it starts somewhere. It has to be part of a conversation in order to let some of that heaviness out. Because in your outcome, it's all about the rise and shine and waking up to the new version of you. So as you step away from people to find yourself, let go of some of the things that are holding you back, wake up to a new version of you, put other people's energy first, and when that fog starts to clear up, make sure you celebrate yourself. I hope that made sense in some way. But um, separating from the crowd is not always a negative thing. It doesn't mean that you don't believe what they believe or you don't trust in them. It just means, who am I? And I always believe, I don't know if you agree with this, I always believe that like when we separate from a partner, when we lose somebody, they pass away, or we move away from somebody, like we have to separate the energies. Not that you forget them, or like if somebody passes away, like when my mom passed, like you don't forget about them, you don't connect with them. You just have to learn how to be alive without them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So Juan, we got Juan. Crystal says, me please. Let's see if the cards say I'm controversial. Pirate joke. Yes, we have a little pirate joke going on earlier. And then after that, Billy Dunford is with me. So we will see in a bit.
All right, Crystal. So it looks like you're actually entering, or you're in a period right now of fast movement. You have the 8 of Wands as you now. So this tells me that there's a lot going on for you. You have a lot up in the air, and a lot of things are happening all at once. And there is a lot of abundance that comes with this, since it is the 8. So I think that is good. The interesting thing, the card that's crossing you, is the 10 of Wands, which is really about being able to understand what load you're carrying and what do you need to lay down, what's no longer serving you, what is no longer going to allow you to move forward in the way that you're looking to do, and really is just weighing you down. So there's definitely a lot of, and in the other cards as well, a theme of releasing that which does not serve you. With that being said, I love this card for you. In the theme, you have strength, which is we've seen a couple times tonight now. But this tells me that you have the strength to pull through in this situation. You will have to call upon your strength to be able to do so, because I do see some challenges in needing to separate yourself from others. There's certain energy that you know that is no longer serving you, and it is time to say, I'm done. I'm no longer choosing to connect with with this person, with this energy, and you have the strength to be able to do it. Recent past affecting your present, you have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So there's a sense of feeling unappreciated. And I think this really ties to that relationship with this party. I'm sure you know who I'm speaking about. But with that being said, it's really about not being appreciated for what you bring to the table, the things that you do. And I feel like you are very heartfelt in the things that you do, and it really isn't appreciated. Your current influences, what you're currently experiencing, is the Ace of Cups reversed. So I feel like you've been telling yourself, I need a new, fresh emotional start. I need a new start. I'm going to have a new start. I am in a new start. The start has happened. And with it being reversed, I feel like you're still telling yourself that, but you know that there's still more that needs to be released and addressed before you can really feel the fresh start, the upright energy of this card. And the playfulness too. You can kind of see the two figures, the two kids in the background playing in the water. So when it's upright, you have that energy there, but otherwise it feels somewhat like chaos. The interesting thing for you, future influences, is the Ten of Swords reversed. I'm sorry, Ten of Swords upright, which this card is all about karmic release. So this is going to be as bad as it's going to get for you. And there is an opportunity for you to say, I'm done. I'm no longer dealing with this. I am closing out this period of my life. I'm dealing with the trauma that's caused this situation to come into my life, and I'm done with it. So there's definitely that energy coming, which is also a challenge, right? Because you have to do the work and you have to stand by what you say you're going to do to be able to make those things happen. What you're focusing on is an exit plan. You have the Eight of Cups upright for your current influences, what you have control over. And it's all about walking away from the emotional structure that you've built. It's no longer serving you. There's some celebration to have, the great times. There's also, some sadness that comes along with it. But kind of how Daniel was speaking with the last person that was being read, being able to separate yourself from that energy is a challenge, but overall it's rewarding, and it's something that you need to do at this point. What the universe is providing you in the situation is the Devil reversed. So the universe is really highlighting the hard aspects of this relationship for you, so that you can really recognize that it's toxic and you're done. You don't want to continue to be in this energy, and it's not that the universe is punishing you. It's just a matter of acknowledging those darker aspects, so you can really say, you know what, I'm done with this. I no longer want to have to deal with this. Advice and guidance from the tarot is Justice reversed. And I feel like what this card is telling me is that I feel like in stepping away from this energy, from this person, you want to be able to say, I was right, and I have justice, and justice will be served. And while, of course, I feel like it's natural to want to feel that way, I feel like you're not going to get to see justice being served. You have to know that you're doing this for the right reasons for yourself, and not for any other reason, even if it is to kind of see, in a way, the punishment of someone else who has harmed you, who has hurt you, and not always looked out for you in the best of ways that they were alleging that they should. So with that being said, your outcome card, you have the Nine of Swords. It's the Nightmare card. So again, this is really the worst that it's going to get. You know what you need to do, and I think that you're going to really feel free and revitalized when you finally take those steps to remove yourself from the situation. Hopefully that makes sense.
And thank you for joining us, Crystal.
I see too that the scammer person, that they blocked me because I went to go report them, and I think they blocked themselves from us being able to see.
Oh, I went in and blocked them. That's what I was dealing with. I went and blocked them from our side.
Okay, good. I tried to do it too, but then I think she blocked me before it happened.
I apologize to anybody it's something that I've dealt with from the beginning, and they just managed to get in. I apologize for all the inconveniences, but I hope that doesn't stop anyone from joining us. Please keep joining us. Somebody told me once that when you get scammers is when you know you've made it. So I guess it's part of the growing pains of doing a live stream show, which is weird because we come through a different source. I don't even know how they managed to infiltrate that way. But I apologize for that inconvenience. So moving on to Joseph. Joseph Nino says, makes sense. I'm glad it made sense to you. So Billy Dunford, you're next with me. And then we've got Jacqueline Arcadia, you will be with Wayne moving forward. And all right, Billy, for you, starting up until yesterday, there is the Rebel card. So this is about where your energy was at some point. But I feel like more than a rebel in a negative way, I feel like you were rebelling against the social norms that you were bound on. I feel like because my energy feels like I don't want to be what you've molded me to be. I want to be me, but not in a negative way, more in a positive way. And I think this has to do with the today. I think there's a theme today. We always have a theme that happens here on the show. And I think that because here it is, drop it. And I think it's about, it's not like drop it like it's hot. Drop it like that's the song that's gonna be in my head for the rest of the evening. But I feel like it's dropping people, places, and things that no longer have a place in your life. And I feel like the influence that those people, places, and things, it's usually people, had in your life is what made you rebel against but against who you really wanted to be. And it's interesting because Wayne just said about starting new. Here it is for you too. Your outcome, your tomorrow is about starting the new you. Taking what you learned, during your rebellious stage to find who you actually want to be. Now that you've let go of some of these things that were influencing you, it's time to fill up your spirit again, fill up your well with the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy and make you content. Like go back and find those things that really fill you up. Because in your heart, earlier we were talking to Gabe about it's not a yes to everything, but for you, it's really your heart is like, no, I'm setting boundaries and I'm putting my limits. And I feel like being a rebel now for you is about setting those limits and marking those boundaries. Because as you go through this journey, well, actually, it was upside down, seeing the light. As you go on this journey of setting boundaries and finding who you really want to be and letting go some of these people, is going to allow you to bring that inner light again. I think it was Joseph that we were talking about the light too. And I'll repeat it. Are you done playing? And it sounds funnier than it, but are you done playing with the roaches? And do you want those beautiful moths to come to you? So as you rebel, as you become the rebel, and again, I said not rebellious against life, like down with the people, but more like, hey, I'm not gonna take being treated this way anymore. So as you rebel against who you used to be and start setting your boundaries, your light will shine bright. It'll fill out your spiritual well. It'll help you start new, and it will allow you to drop the people, places, and things in your life that no longer have a space in them. So I hope that makes sense to you. There's a theme tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Very
So,
interesting.
Micah says thank you. Kathy, we're glad you joined us. You do different kinds of reading. We'd love to hear what kind of readings you do. But thank you for telling. We're wonderful. We love that. I'm gonna guess this was an emoji. Sometimes the emojis don't come through in this platform, but thank you. Um, and then now we have Jacqueline, and we don't have anybody after that. So anybody who's watching who has not joined us, please, all you got to do is put me in the comment section. You do not have to tip. They're welcome, of course, but you do not have to tip to get a reading. But again, they're always welcome. So, Jacqueline next.
All right, Jacqueline. So, very interesting layout that I have for you tonight. The You Now card is the Five of Swords reversed. So there's some type of battle that you've just been through. Definitely a mental communication battle. Obviously, with that comes heavier emotions too. So I'm sure you're aware of probably whatever the situation was that recently occurred for you. And the card that's crossing your current challenge is the Ten of Swords. We're definitely having a theme tonight with this card too. It's popped up a few times. And this card, again, it's all about karmic release, karmic death, and knowing that you're going to handle the situation. You won't have to deal with it anymore. You're going to level up, and you won't have to worry about maintaining that boundary anymore because the lesson will have been fully learned. So I think that there's definitely some challenge with this because whatever this battle is that's occurred recently is definitely one where you're like, I have to be done. I can't stay in this anymore. It's not working for me. And that's definitely shown by your theme card, the Six of Swords. It's about leaving behind the past and being able to move forward and only moving forward with the beliefs and ideals that are serving you going forward. You're recognizing that all of these old ideas or swords that you have are, some of them aren't serving you. Some of them were able to serve you in the past when you were trying to get through different situations, hard situations, and now they're not serving you. So now's the time to really be able to move forward and decide what you want to move forward with, what you want to move forward believing. Recent past affecting your present, there's been some type of connection to the community. I feel like church is potentially tied into this, some type of belief system, and people that you have surrounding you that have been telling you this is the way that you're supposed to think, believe, see things. And I think that that's been challenging you too, to say, you know what, no, I see things differently, and I will not be told that this is the way things are when I feel that it's different. So that's something that's occurred for you in the recent past. Coming into the present, you have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this tells me that you have what you need to get by with meeting your physical needs. It feels like career-wise, the way that you're bringing in funds, but it feels like some of this is being threatened by you being able to say, I'm done and I'm moving forward. So I think that there's an opportunity for you to better understand, how do you want to provide for yourself, and how do you want to show up on a daily basis, and what do you want to contribute and be able to receive back in abundance. Future influences affecting the present, you have again, this is another card we've seen tonight, the 10 of Wands. So there's a load that you're going to need to acknowledge, that you need to lay down. In the same way that I feel like mentally you've decided, I'm no longer choosing to believe in this. This is what I'm going to move forward with. This is what I believe moving forward. I feel like there's the same thing that you have to do, but it's more about your physical tasks, your creative work, things that you're creating, the daily life that you're living. You're needing to decide, what can I pare down and what's no longer serving me. I feel like there's a lot of help that you're providing to others, and it's weighing you down from being able to move forward the way that you want to move forward. But there's a sense of that community and feeling like you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to help. You need to be there for other people. But I think that this is really an opportunity for you to say, I need to worry about myself for a little bit, and I need to be able to move forward with it. Your internal influences, you have the Two of Swords. And so what you're focused on, I think, has been kind of continuing to say, no, this is what I believe. But I think there's also an opportunity for you to see life differently and allow yourself to know that the way that things occurred was meant to happen this way, so that you could have the strength to acknowledge it and move forward. And it's something that's been holding you back. But when you're able to do that, you're going to find strength and new beginnings, and you're going to be able to find this abundance coming in like you've never had before. So you're not alone in this. You need to put yourself first in this situation. And moving forward, I think you're going to find a lot of success in promoting yourself and feeling like you're there for yourself more so than other people have been there for you.
Cool. Some of the messages: justice or karma makes a cameo appearance in everyone's life, and we have to be okay with knowing this, but not witnessing karma justice. Oh yeah,
the ego wants to know.
I have scammers all day and every day. Crystal's a warrior. Crystal is an amazing advocate friend of mine, and I've seen her just grow amazing.
That's awesome.
And she's always so cool about including people and what she does. I reported their profile for pretending to be someone else. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm interested in how that works, right? Billy says, thank you. I appreciate it. Our pleasure. And thank you for being here. Kathy's inventory is an amazing soul with synergy. Oh, well, maybe one day we can set up a visit with her and visit with her. Again, I realized when this happens is that there was an emoji sent.
It's guess that emoji.
Yeah,
we'll say this one's the thumbs up. I'm just kidding.
That was the last person. I know there's a lot of people watching us. Oh, here we go. Thanks so much. Makes perfect sense. Moving forward with my job and relationship. And yes, I do go to church and help people in recovery. I never put myself first. And then there was another emoji that didn't come through. But I mean, we don't have anybody else on hold, but I think that's a great moment to talk about the repetition in tonight's show, which is the number one, dropping things, people pleasing things that no longer fit, and what were we talking about? Putting ourselves first. Yeah. How do you? Hello, Summer. Welcome to the show. It's not summer yet. I'm just kidding.
No, it is now.
We have 6 more weeks of winter, Summer. But how do you, Wayne, protect your energy when you're dropped, when you have to let go of people's energy? Like, does that make sense? Like, how do you find that balance?
Well, it's interesting because it's been a strong theme for me in my life with family. I had family move back east, with which my parents have pretty much always been within like a 45-minute drive of where I am, and they just recently moved back. So it's been a challenge because it's also been a gift because I realized how much I put them first, and in a lot of ways, if I probably should have been spending more time on me and making sure that I was good, but I definitely have that caretaker mindset and wanting to help take care of my parents and showing up for them and being there for them. And you know, it's really hard. And now having this physical distance, I think, has helped me to learn that I can still be there emotionally for them, but also, you know, it's helped me to free up space and better understand my worldview and my perspective. Because, you know, I feel like for most people who have a relationship with their parents, you want them to be proud of you. You want them to be happy for you. You want them, you know, you want to make them proud too. And in a lot of ways, it's been very clear that I'm a little bit of the black sheep of the family, and I don't have necessarily a lot of the same views and beliefs that I was raised to have. And it was hard for me to be able to come out of that and say it. So I think that if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said, oh, I'm fine. But now having gone through this, there's situations that I wasn't even aware of. It's that subconscious beliefs and thoughts that until you have a situation that comes up and really shakes things up, you don't necessarily know what you don't know. So it's been interesting. It's been a challenging transition, not having them close by, and but it's also been one where it's been able for me to kind of double down on what do I want and what do I want out of life and how do I want to get there. And I don't have to worry so much about what they want for me. Now I can just focus on what I want for me. So it's been a challenge, but I'm excited about the direction that I'm heading with it now. So.
And that's a totally different let go energy. It's not that you want, like, you're okay, I'm done with you, like I gotta let go. It's somebody's, I said it earlier, like somebody passes, we break up the relationship, or somebody just simply has to change spaces, and we have to learn to not be part of the daily energy that they have, that, you know, we were in. And it's hard. And we have to replace that. Some people say, okay, before I move on to the next comments, and yes, Summer, all you have to do is say me on your comment wherever you're watching. Just say me. That gives us permission to tap into your energy. Because Summer was asking, do you do readings? It's like, yes. And but when I hear friends talk about, oh, I had a best friend, they moved away, I'll never have another best friend like that. Or I was in a relationship, we broke up, I'll never have another relationship. And I'm like, that's a form of blocking that energy from, how can I say this? Like, you create this energetic mausoleum around that energy that you kill it. Instead of letting it clean out and fill it up with positive, you create this energy shield over it. And I believe that sometimes that creates that bitterness and angry and resentful energy. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, because you have expectations around the way that things are supposed to be. And when things don't go the way that you want them to, especially if you're not able to communicate it or if it's not being heard, then it's more challenging, because you want it to happen. You want it to be acknowledged and that it's seen the way that you're seeing it.
Crystal, I agree. He's sweet and soothing and when listening. Oh, are you talking about both of us? Or are you talking about that? Ooh. Crystal,
I think it's you, Daniel. You have the more unique voice, I think, between the two of us.
The raspy 3 packs a day cigarette voice. Crystal Ken is asking you a follow-up. Can dropping or walking away be about walking away from something versus someone?
I think so. I think that just like in dreams, when we have dreams and we're dreaming about people, like if I went to bed tonight and I had a dream about Daniel, obviously it's not Daniel. I think it's possible for Daniel to travel into dreams as well, if that's, you know, I think that is possible. But I think that it's important to acknowledge when you're dreaming and it's your dreams. If Daniel's in my dream, it's not Daniel, it's what Daniel represents to me. And so, you know, when I look at dream analysis and really looking at dreams like that, typically if someone shows up in a dream for one of my clients, I'll ask them, what does that person mean to you? How do you feel when you're in the presence of that person? What does that feel like? And by doing so, it's you recognizing a part of yourself. And I think it's the same in waking life, that, you know, Daniel is my real life friend in waking life. And there are aspects of myself that I see in him and vice versa. And there's ways that, you know, we challenge each other from our perspectives and the experiences that we've had. So I think that a person can both be the something to walk away from, but I think it can also be a lesson that you haven't learned from your past, where this person is coming in to help you finalize that lesson, hopefully, or it's another opportunity for you to do so, and you have a choice to or not. And if they come through and they pass through, then that energy shows up again in a different way, potentially, until you deal with it and set those boundaries. So yes, I think it can be both something and someone and separate as well.
And yes, please connect us. I would love to connect. Well, hello, North Carolina. We're glad you're watching us
Welcome.
tonight. What do you think, Crystal? Sometimes it's good to look inward because we all have the answers. We can say, "Oh, yeah."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I personally believe that if we look at you're talking about dreams. If we look at our dreams and we actually dissect them and break them down, the message is so much more than the dream actually was, which is what you were just saying, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Billy said exactly 100%. Thank you. We like it when we're right. As human
Sometimes
beings,
it sucks being right, but it's good being right. It's good to be the king.
As human beings, we always evolve. Sometimes the universe works to cause some people to exit and make room for a new person who is in our present day. Yes. But how many? Raise your hand if you like. We want that person to stick around. We want that place to be there. We want that thing to be consistent. And I always put myself in the hot seat. Like when I was heavy in my addiction, there were people that fed into my addiction, not necessarily gave me the drugs, but were there to support my addiction. And there were places that I would go to do it. And obviously the thing was the drug. And I was so afraid of going to rehab because that meant letting go of those energies and finding something new that I think instinctively I knew was going to be better, but I wasn't brave enough to go after it. And that happens in all cases. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough because I think you probably realized when you wanted to step away from it, that in those cases, they're not necessarily looking out for your highest good. They're not looking out for you. They're there for the good time. And, if they're not willing to support you in your health, then what are they there to support you in? And they're only going to be, I think, a more subconscious influence to you, whether or not you realize it.
I feel like energetic codependency is so horrible because we can be physically away from somebody, but having that mental connection with someone,
it's an energetic tie. Absolutely.
Isn't it? I mean, I know I had a lot in my addiction. I've said this in interviews. I love the both of you. Oh, well, thank you, Kitty. And then there's so much love here tonight. So much love.
I love it.
Going around.
I love the love.
But pardon me, but I've said it in interviews that before going into rehab, I was looking for somebody to save me from me energetically. I was so stuck in that hole, but I didn't realize that I was the only one that could really save me from that situation by just letting go of the energies around me. And it was so difficult. I'm so good at walking away from people and situations that no longer serve me. With my health, I had no choice. Yeah, health issues. If I didn't walk away, they would compound my overall well-being and physical health, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. And I mean, we've talked about it on the show. Wayne and I have both had our own physical situations. I mean, health situations. But then even then, when you're like, when you don't know that spiritually somebody is affecting you, that then it causes that mental block or that dependency on them. But then your body will not lie. I remember like my body, and I'll say this, like migraines, constipation, diarrheas, physical breakouts. Like I used to not be much of a pimple guy, but then when I was really heavy in my addiction and had that energies around me, I would break out. And you're like, what? But you're adorable. I know. It was so hard on me.
You still looked great, I'm sure.
It's like, oh my God, there's a pimple. But does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, it's interesting in looking at like the astrology that we have coming up. We're on our last couple days of Aquarius energy. We'll be moving Sun into Pisces, and we also on the 20th, so 3 days from now, we're having a new moon in Pisces. So it's really interesting coming into Sun and Pisces energy. It really is like a culmination of the last 11 months of energies that we've been in. Pisces is someone, if you look at a Pisces person who has Sun in Pisces, they have a little bit of every piece of the zodiac in them. So this is really our time to channel all of the things that we've been focused on over the last 11 months into where we want to level up and go to next. And while Pisces represents the karmic end or the karmic end of the zodiac, then we'll start fresh again with Aries, having learned that lesson. So it's a really potent time with this new moon in Pisces on the 20th. It'll happen at 11:06 Pacific Standard Time. But it's a good opportunity to be able to finally say, what are the things that are no longer serving us in this over the last 11 months? And being able to send that off to the moon and let the moon release that for you, doing that, the day before the new moon actually happens. It'll be very potent and it'll help you to release those things so that when we come into the Aries energy, you won't have a lot of this old energy tying you down anymore. So if you have a chance, I definitely recommend going on astromatrix.app and you can find out more information. They have a whole article on the new moon in Pisces specifically that's occurring and all of the other influences that are with it. So I definitely recommend taking a look at that.
Cool. Krista says those people who no longer serve us, yes, energetic vampires. We've had those mutual friends. They drain you, which triggers physical responses in your body because they are draining energy. Thus, your body has less energy to care and reboot itself. Our energy is a precious commodity, so we must. And yeah, and as health advocates, we know that. I mean, I work with a lot of people, but yeah, sometimes I have to be careful who I connect with. Thank you. I like to hear more about astrology. Oh yeah, yeah. So Wayne, sometimes when there's some changes coming up, we'll do an astrology info at the beginning, like you did right now. But yeah, just we hope you come back and join us, and we'll participate.
Please do.
We'll participate that. We do have some news about. Uh, can you put the link on this? Are you talking about his astrology stuff?
It's probably what it is.
If you put it in the private chat, I'll put it up on the Peter. But we do have some news, Mr. Yes, she's saying yes. All right. While Wayne talks about his
so
new
I
adventure,
am very excited. I have been in contact. I reached out to, I don't know if a lot of people are out here in Orange County, but I live here in Aliso Viejo. And our closest metaphysical store is Awakenings. It's on La Paz. And I reached out to them, letting them, trying to find out, do they have any spots for readers? And yep, in Laguna Hills. And so I went and kind of, I guess, auditioned today. I like to call it an audition, my acting background. But I have been hired on as the newest reader there. So I'll be able to do readings. I'll have my kind of set schedule there. And I'm very excited about it. I love the store. I get a lot of my metaphysical supplies from there. And I'm excited to join this community. They do classes fairly regularly. I know now being a reader there, I plan on taking a lot more classes from there. So if you're in the Orange County area, Laguna Hills, Aliso Viejo, Laguna, I know Daniel's in Laguna Beach, and you're interested in taking more classes, you're interested in a reading with me, I'll be posting my schedule shortly for that. But I'm very, very excited. It feels like legitimizing all of the experience that I have up to this point. And I know I was legitimate before, but it's great to have a active spiritual community, just like we had with Light Nights, when we really were going strong with our whole crew. And I'm excited. I'm excited to challenge myself moving forward too, because I think I love my tarot, but at times I feel like it is a crutch and that there's more that I could be doing. So I'm excited. It's going to be great.
Proud of you. And here's the app that Wayne was talking about. So go check it out. That's right there.
I know it looks like a weird website, but yeah, astromatrix.app. And then if you go in, you can look at the calendars and you'll see the moon calendar and you can click right on new moon in Pisces. Unfortunately, there's not a direct link to it, but that'll tell you, have the whole article. It also tells you a great stone to have. So selenite is something that's going to be very effective for new moon in Pisces. But I definitely recommend it.
Cool. And y'all have heard me talk about it. Yeah, I don't really use them for reading. I use them more for my coaching practice. But this is the prototype that I've been talking about for a couple of years now, which is the alignment deck. I am so excited because finally I've ordered 100 decks, which will be coming to me soon. This is the logo for it, the alignment. Oh, let me remove the banner. Um, there we go. Mind, body, and spirit, the alignment. And I love this logo. I just love it.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but the first 100 sets of the alignment deck are coming to me. I'm going to be at the National Latinx HIV Conference in New Orleans in May, doing my first conference presentation. I think they're estimating about 40 people that come into the workshop, and it's already creating a little buzz, which I'm excited about.
That's so awesome.
People that have heard about it, and the way that we're utilizing in this environment is we all have burnout, we all have blockages that and barriers, and blockages and barriers are sometimes the cause of that burnout because we keep bumping into the same things over and over again. It's like trying to knock down a wall with your bare hands, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. So at the workshop, we're gonna teach case managers, social workers, nurses, doctors, and advocates how to utilize my deck to break down their personal barriers, to identify the blockages. But then they don't know this, but they're gonna get to take a deck home so that then they can use it with clients and patients to help clients and patients break down their barriers so that we become better patients and take care of ourselves. So I'm really, really excited about it. But
I love it. When you told me about it and what you're doing, because I've had the pleasure of Daniel's read me with his deck before, and it was spectacular, and to see him creating this labor of spirituality, of love for him, and to see him being able to apply it in the advocacy role that he's in, and that I'm so excited, and I can't wait to hear all about it when you get back, because I know that you're going to have so much good feedback in the moment because it's so great. And then I think I'm excited to hear what you're going to hear later on. And because I know those people are going to come back to you and say, wow, look at this is what happened with this. This is what happened with that. So I'm so excited. And I don't know if you're going to be offering them up for sale as well, right?
yes,
Or
yes.
is that
So once
so?
I get
Your
them
hands on them, people.
once I get them and figure out how the workshop will be, yes, they are for sale. And then once you purchase a deck, you get a free hour session to help you
That's
work with
awesome.
them and teach you how to work them so that you can use them for yourself and for other people. And thank you for sharing the our links. And here is Wayne's link to his Instagram. So go find him. Easy way to connect with him. And here's my Instagram if you want to connect with me. But you can connect with us through whatever page you're walking on. Send a message, and I'll make sure that we get them. Somebody was talking about, do you speak with those who have passed? I do not do mediumship work, uh, but my partner does. Christian Ramirez does do them. Um, he has made an appearance on the show every once in a while. But Alicia, I will send you a private message with information, with Christian's information, so that you can connect with him. But he does do mediumship work, and not because he's my partner, but he is pretty amazing at what he does. So
Absolutely.
yes. So let me just review the things we were just talking about so that you can uh, check them out. So remember to go find Wayne. If you're in Southern California, go check him out at Awakenings at 25260 La Paz Road in Laguna Hills, California. If you want to make an appointment, because you'll also be doing, you can do phone readings from there too, correct?
Yep. Walk-ins
Yes.
or phone. Yes.
So you can contact 949-457-0797. Maybe you like to expand on the reading you got tonight. So you can call and make an appointment with him. Pay attention. The alignment is coming out soon. Mind, body, and spirit. If you want to connect with either one of us, here is our Instagram pages. Check us out. Leave us a message. Again, if you got a reading tonight and you'd like to donate, tip or donation, we accept those till the end of the show. So
We appreciate.
here's the information. And to be honest, I use it to buy dinner on Friday nights when
Yep, that's what mine goes for.
and when we're available, I'm in Culver City tonight, but when we're close enough, I'm like, wait, let's go get some dinner, and usually it's Mexican food. So,
what, you and tacos, you and some, yeah.
Okay, we have another scammer, so please do not contact with them. I'll make sure to delete the message as soon as we're done right now. Anything else before we go?
Happy new moon in Pisces on the 20th. And I'm excited. Our next few episodes will kind of talk through Pisces. And I think coming into this new astrological cycle, when we hit Aries, I think we're going to have a lot of traction on the things that we've been working on as a whole, as a collective consciousness. So I'm excited to kind of speak to those on future episodes.
Sweet. All right. The new person has been blocked. Please do not click on them. Don't follow them. Don't do anything. We'll take care of it from this end. We don't want them to tap into your system or your profiles. All right, there we go. Yeah, she only did 2 of them. All right, excellent. So for now, I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. If you're watching on those, you can share this on your page. If you're watching us on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new show on the air. And remember, Mondays are my horoscopes on all the social media pages. Mondays nights, we will have Insightful, a movie review show. And we're coming back not this Monday, the following Monday. Wayne will be our first guest. And you're bringing
Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
So we'll be opening this new month with Tu Wong Fu. Thank you for everything. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. So check us out. And what are we doing on the show? We're just reviewing the movie from a new insight. So join us and make your comments and be part of the conversation. On Wednesdays, Christian and Daniel show. On Fridays, Zodiacs. And on Saturdays, put it together live streams. We're so happy that you folks joined us, and we will see you next time. Bye.